welcome to our fourth upcoming battle in the Bluegrass, or the Battle for the Bluegrass Campaign, which is our Sharp Practice ACW, God bless the two fat Lardies, continuing saga we've got going on here. So, in the first three battles of the campaign, the Confederates have, they didn't really wipe the floor with the last battle. They kind of squeaked by. But they continue their march north towards Frankfort. That's in Kentucky. And now they're coming up against Hustonville, small little town south of where I am now, which is Danville. And basically, Colonel Colonel Clarence Willard Hatfield III, sorry, C-Dub, my bust. He is moving his forces north. Now he's looking for some food and drink and other goodies that might be in the cookhouse there to keep his boys' morale up. I'm looking north right now. And the Union has left a garrison here, a small group of, small force protecting it. And their cavalry screen, which I haven't completed painting yet, has detected the Confederates moving up the road, which I guess would be 27. And they've detected the Confederate forces, and they are moving to intercept them here. The objective for the Confederates is either one, to annihilate the force morale of the Union, which the Union will also be trying to do, or two, to basically get troops to that crossroads. If they can get there, which will be difficult, we'll give them the Union a withdrawal, and the Confederates will get all the goodies, which are in the farm, in the two barns, and in the cookhouse. And everybody knows what they're doing in the cookhouse in Hustonville if you're around here. And yeah, on the map already we've got the Union gets a slight advantage because they've been getting their butts kicked, so we got to give them a chance here. They've got their two 9-pound Parrott guns up here in defenses on a hill across the river, kind of protecting the southern border of the town. And then they've got their three groups of skirmishers are behind my awesomely crafted snake rail fences. The Union will be able to come in on any one of the roads down here, so they get 3 different deployment points, which is kind of nice. That'll be their remaining forces, which are their 4 infantry groups, and then the Confederates can either come off that deployment point on the ridge, which is the largest hill on the map, or on that road. Terrain: we've got a group of trees here. We've got a group of trees here. There's one back there. We've got a river. It's impassable unless by the bridge. We'll get slow movement through the wheat fields, which you get light cover. Fences will be hard cover. Stone walls will be hard cover. These fences will be light cover. If you can get in the building, they're of course hard cover. Artillery reduced cover by 1. And yeah, we do these standard rules of, I think, 2 guys can fire at every window and 2 guys out a door or something like that. I think I'll have to brush up on the rules a little bit here, but that's where we'll be, and it should be a good fight. Go ahead and we'll roll force morale. We've got plenty of flags in the deck. Got some level 4 leaders. So same troops, same cast of characters from the previous 3 battles. And we'll roll force morale. Both sides will be +1 to that, and we'll see what we end up with. We got decent force morales, but the Union will have a slight advantage here because they are holding all the goods. They feel like they've got an advantage. Union will have a force morale of 11 starting off for the forces of Colonel William Alexander Pierce, and Colonel Clarence Willard Hatfield III will be working with a force morale of 10. His boys are a little bit tired from marching north. They'd rather be back in Tennessee or in South Carolina. So, yep. Many thanks again to Colin at Charlie Foxtrot Games for my 3 new buildings. They're wonderful. You know, I'm not the best model builder, but I'm very happy with them, and I appreciate all the work you did putting into those things, my friend, and your help me purchasing those. So, thank you very much, sir. And yeah, there you go. If you want some cool buildings or anything else, Charlie Foxtrot Games is fantastic. Please check that out. Colin made everything smooth as silk when I was dealing with him. And then, of course, you know, if you don't play Too Fat Lardies games, you probably should. So, all right, guys, we'll get to it. We'll draw the first card here in a minute. Enjoy, and I'll hopefully my film editing will continue to be superb. All right, here we go. I'll start off with a little blue flag action. All right, a red 6. That's Second Lieutenant Nicholas Turpin leading a 6-man Confederate skirmish group. They're going to come in and they'll get to go 2d6 off this deployment point. That's Turpin's boys. They come off the road 12 inches. Best move you could ever have. And they're moving to these woods off to the road, and they're, yeah, that's a good start to the Confederacy. Getting ahead and start scouting it out for the big boy formations. Blue leader 7. That's Ethan Jones's skirmish group. They're kind of looking down the road, and they saw the rebels' first troops move onto the battlefield and kind of cross the road and move into the trees. So they are sending off some signals that we got some rebels coming our way. So they're getting ready. Another blue flag. Got 2 of them. Oh, got 3 blue flags. One more. We get a random event for. Well, they didn't really do anything, so I guess it would be Turpin's boy. Well, no, they just sat there. I don't know what happens there. Oh, or we just end the turn. Always an exciting option. At the end of that turn, the federal guys aren't really in a big hurry to do anything. They've got the ground, the high ground. No point moving. They're just going to wait for the rebels to see what they do. Start off with a blue flag. Oh, is that Turpin again? Nice shuffling, Steve. Turpin's boy is going to move that direction. 2d6. It's kind of a pretty little battlefield. Turpin skirmishers move up another 9 inches. These guys are flying. They're still out of range. 48 inches is the range for rifled mini balls. So, plus they got a little hill action in front of them too. They're using that as a screen. Blue flag. Blue 4 action. All right. This old Captain Gregory Allen, he's had a rough go of it the first 3 battles. Didn't do a lot last game. I had high hopes for him, but force morale on both sides disintegrated before he could really get into the combat. But he's coming on now. He's going to come on early, and he's going to try to make his mark. They're coming on in column on this road, so they'll be able to go 2d6, head towards town, and then fan out. Well, if Colonel Hatfield was hoping for an easy victory here at Hustonville, might have got his hopes dashed there quickly as the 2 groups of 8 line infantry marched down to the battlefield to cross the river and take a position to defend the objective. A red flag action. 2 red flag action. Blue 7. It's one of the skirmishers. That's Ethan Jones's boys. They might move forward, try to move up to the stone wall, and take some pop shots at the Confederacy if they can get that far. They enter the wheat fields outside of town, moving up on a stone wall. I'm getting a little concerned what's might be in the cookhouse. Some of these movement is exaggerated. These guys might be slightly augmented. Moving fast. 11-inch move for those gentlemen. The hill still blocking the sight. Line of sight towards Turpin's boys down here in the field south of town. Oh, what's going on? Like old Tiff and Tempest Fugit action. Confederacy doesn't have an option. I think the Union are going to take their 2 flags and they're going to move up their other 2 skirmish groups to the stone wall. First up is You're in My Hero Doug Carmichael crossing over the fence, heading towards the fence, heading towards the stone wall. I'll let him keep it, but I did forget to move. I might actually move them back. Ethan Jones's group will move back 5 inches. They lose 1 dice for crossing over a minor obstacle. Carmichael's guys are the same. Carmichael's boys move out into the field. They go 5 inches, and then Daniel Potter's troops will move the same. Actually, they're going to move to the right and get onto the road, go into town. They move through town looking for some rebel sympathizers or saboteurs. One last sweep before, make sure there's no snipers before Captain Allen's regulars cross the bridge. All right, straight in the next turn. Oops, wrong side. Red flag. Blue flag. Oh, good. No random event. They are just going. Is that Ethan Jones again? That's old Doug Carmichael. They're going to try to move up to the corner right there and take up positions guarding the road. Doug's boys get a little apprehensive moving away from the cookhouse. What's in there? I don't know. They move 3 inches. If you get down low, see what they see. It's like one guy barely sticking out down there for Turpin's boys. I don't want to kill you with focus. I don't even know if it's even in range. That would be a hell of a shot. Just one guy with his head poking out. You'd need like a sniper rifle or a Barrett to hit that. So, no, thank you. We're not shooting any rifle mini balls. I was gonna say, where are the big dads? Here we go. Finally, that'll be Major Kevin Masters. Yes, 3 groups of 8. The boys from Tennessee. I think they're gonna come up the road. Sounds crazy, but hey, historically probably accurate. They're going to come in line because no point getting walloped by those 9-pounders in a column formation. They are going to run. He's a level 3 leader, so he will pull 2 of the shocks. So one of the group will end up with 1 shock left. This should make the Union a little nervous as Major Matthews leads in his 3 groups of 8 Tennessee regulars looking to take a peek inside the cookhouse. They know what's up. All right. Yeah, now we got ourselves a little fight action coming this down the road. And as foretold, there is the 1 shock on that far left group. Red flag action. Red 6. That is Turpin's boys again. They're going to try to move on top of the hill and open fire. I did not mentally measure that distance well. They are still behind the hill. No chance to move up there yet, but they're right at the base of it. I'm able to pop up next time their card comes out. Uh-oh. The man who always gets in trouble in these battles. Major Jameson Kirk with his 3 groups of 8. Level 3 leader. Bringing the boys in on that far road, the back side of town. We'll come in and call him. He will run his boys and pay us a shock of 1 on one of his groups, because he is a level 3 leader. Guys barely came on the battlefield. They might be feeling a little gun shy. They have deployed early in the past and have paid the price. I think last game was First Lieutenant Morgan Zouaves that got destroyed. They crested the hill a little early. A little tactical error by this guy, but who's to know, you know? But here they are. They're on the battlefield at least. The Union now has 2 of their 3 groups of line infantry on the battlefield, moving towards downtown Hustonville, which is a very exciting place to go. Don't even have a Walmart, but very nice. Blue 4. It's Captain Gregory Allen. He's just going to move in regular road bonus column action. We're trying to move across the bridge into town. Another not so big move by a Union infantry formation. The city of Hustonville does host a pretty scary haunted house every year, so maybe they've heard stories. I'm just saying. Oh, there he is. Red 4. And Chris Cassagna is going to move on from the hill with his 2 group of 8 Confederate infantry. Captain Cassagna deployed with his 2 line groups of 8, and they brought with them Second Lieutenant Jordan Sallee's 6 skirmish groups to serve as their skirmish screen, and they are in a mixed formation. They're going to lead the charge. Not with that move of 4, but we'll see what happens in the future. They're on the battlefield. Ooh. First Lieutenant Keith Masters, he's going to deploy with a skirmish screen with Jeremy Franco's skirmishers ahead of them. And Keith Masters is in command of the Confederate Zouaves. So they're going to move 2d6 off this same deployment point up here. Confederate Zouave Light Infantry unit from Louisiana with their commander, First Lieutenant Chris Cassagna. Got that little French pizzazz on him. He's bringing out his boys with a skirmish screen in front of them. They move pretty well. They can move 2d6 together. And they're kind of moved up ahead of Keith Masters' boys. But they're on the battlefield. Confederates are making their presence felt on the right-hand side here. All right, another quick turn. We've got 3 flags to deal with here. Confederates are done because all of their stuff is moved this time. Union's going to have Ethan Jones's boys move forward 2d6 towards the wall. They move up in the middle of the field too. No targets yet. But looking forward to get some shooting started. These guns are salivating, locking in on that ridge line up there, waiting for the Confederates to poke their heads out and blast them. Woo! All right, it's the end of that turn. Union's moving forward with skirmish screens out to the wall. They're trying to move. Cannons are sitting here, they're just shining them right now. They're not doing much. Another group of Union skirmishers is kind of sweeping the town looking for Confederate sympathizers, which was quite common in Kentucky. And then we've got 2 forces of Federal infantry moving into town, one from the north and one from the west. The boys in gray, got two groups up there on the ridge, getting ready to move towards objective, both with skirmish screens. Got a large Confederate force moving down the road, and then skirmish screen moving through the woods, getting all sneaky. Backwoods Turpin, kind of what he'd be doing in the real life. That guy is scary as hell. Can shoot too. All right, enough of that crap. End of the turn. Bring you some good maneuvering here and hopefully some good shooting. All right, here we go. Oh, wrong side. A little blue flag action. Blue 7. Second Lieutenant Ethan Jones, level 1 leader in a group of 6 Union skirmishers, gonna just move up and try to secure the wall. They're up against the stone wall looking fearsome as these guys come marching towards them. This Confederate line is 52 or 53 inches out from that skirmish unit, so just out of range. Little red flag action. Blue 5. More Union skirmishers getting in on it. Daniel Potter's boys will move up to the wall there and help secure the main road coming to town. Those gentlemen move up and secure the stone wall just east of the main road into town. I can't see the group across there to the right. Red flag action. Red 3. That's the skirmish, the Zouaves, I believe. First Lieutenant Keith Masters and his boys from Louisiana with their skirmish screen are going to move forward, and very much like the Union in the last battle, there's Zouaves who kind of started the fight. These guys are going to try to crest the hill, and let's see what happens. As these boys crest the hill, the skirmish line opens fire on Potter's skirmishers behind the stone wall and hard cover. 7 shots, long range, needing 4, 5s, and 6s because of skirmishers, and then first fire. Five hits, 4 of them 6s. Blistering fire from the skirmish group. Woo! All right, hard cover. ESPN is putting out on alert. One shock, 1 kill on a 1 in 6 chance. It's the leader getting hit. One of the skirmishers is picked off and they'll get 1 shock. With blue flag action. They got 2 and the Confederates have 2. Oh, Union Zouaves coming in. First Lieutenant Anthony Morgan's going to lead his skirmishers in off this deployment point on the East Road. After getting straight up destroyed in the last battle, First Lieutenant Morgan leads his boys, his 2 groups of 8 Union Zouaves, onto the battlefield, and they've taken up residence on the east side of town behind the field here and all the trees too. Blue 4. That's Greg Allen. That's my boy. He's going to make a name for himself. They're going to keep on their march. They're still in column on the road, so they will go 2d6. They are crossing the bridge or the stream and moving into Hustonville. Let me check it out. See what's going on. See the sights. Oh, sorry. Red 7 action. It's Jeremy Franco's boys. They are attached to the Confederate Zouaves still, and they've already gone. No shock to pull. That's 3 blue flags. 3 red flags. So we get a random event here. We do. All right, and I think the last to go was our great friend Greg Allen, Captain Greg Allen, crossing the bridge. Spitting feathers. Well, this is very convenient location for spitting feathers. Our boys will just basically lean over and drink some water while they're sitting on top of a dam, or sorry, a bridge, excuse me. So, no effect. They'll drink up. Confederates are going to spin their 4 flags. Realize I might have got these guys backwards. That's Keith Masters commanding the Confederate Zouaves. They're from Tennessee. Chris Cassagnier, Captain Chris Cassagnier, is over these Confederate boys, and they're going to be from Louisiana. They will move their formation forward. They will go with the double quick. Take some shock. He's level 2 leader, so one group will have 1 shock. Skirmishers won't have any problem with it. Worst double quick ever. These guys are smoking. They got some of that Doug Carmichael COPD from his units. All right, that's they're not too excited about, not too motivated. They're gonna let the Zouaves do all the work. Go on, boys, y'all from Tennessee, you're volunteers. And they are rewarded with that 1 shock for that massive 4-inch move. Uh-oh. Union artillery. These boys sight in the Confederate Zouaves on top of the hill. Long range, 9-pound Parrott guns. Opening fire, first fire. Ooh, good luck, buddies. Whole lot of dice hitting on 5s and 6s. Outstanding shooting by the Union artillery. They must have been practice setting in that hill. 12 hits, split between the 3 groups. The skirmishers will be in hard cover, and the Zouaves will benefit from the screen. They'll be in light cover. Check that. The skirmishers will be in... hang on. Yeah, they'll both be in cover. They'll both benefit from the skirmish screen. So the skirmishers automatically go to light cover, and they'll grant the benefit of light cover to the Zouaves. Good thing I remembered right before I rolled that artillery reduces cover by 1, so no cover sign. Good luck. They get pounded. I know they're not explosions, but what the heck, have some fun. Skirmishers take 3 shock. Group on the right without the leader take 3 shock and 2 dead. And then the group with the leader takes 2 shock. So they're almost combat ineffective coming out of the gate here. Oh, cannonballs and shells and oh my. More red flag action. Red 2. All right. Colonel Kevin Masters, he's going to advance up the road. Just a normal move. So he'll pull that shock over there on that group over there. Just 1d6. Not sure if it's entirely legal since they do have a stone wall that kind of breaks the formation, but when our platoon used to march, we were on other sides of stone fences sometimes, and it didn't really confuse the crap out of us. So here we go. They're still in formation, moving up the road, and they're probably in range, but they are going to hold their fire because it would be a 1 long range, and it would be they're going to save their first fire. They're looking for a good target. Oh, 4 blue flags. Going for the bonus move here. They're going to move up the road 2d6 and pull the 1 shock they have. Major Jameson Kirk moves his boys into the downtown area. Not much to see in old Hustonville. No, they're in there. They're checking it out. They're moving out towards the front line. They're going to get in a collision course with Captain Allen's boys here if they don't watch out. Yes. Second red flag. Don't feel like a sharp practice. Uh-oh. He has arrived. Colonel Clarence Willard Hatfield III, Junior, Senior, Esquire. I'm just kidding. Old CW going to march his 3 groups of 8 Confederate infantry, graduating class of 1861 from the Citadel onto the battlefield. They're going to come on up here and go, they're going to run, and with him being a level 4 leader, he is going to pull all the shock. Confederate force comes on with the color party. They're kind of dominating this hill. They're going to make their push on the right, or they're just going to get slaughtered by the Union guns as they cross over the open. We'll see what happens. Oh, fuge. Union has no flags. Confederates have 2. So they're going to move Turpin skirmishers, and they're going to move Cassagne's Louisiana boys. They didn't get a chance to go this turn either. These guys are going to go forward 1d6. Skirmish screen will fire 6 shots at those Union skirmishers behind the stone wall, needing 4, 5s, and 6s at long range. They hit him 4 times. Nice shooting. See what the Union can do in hard cover. Those boys are up to 3 shock with 6 guys. And we still got Turpin's boys over there to move now. They move forward 2d6 and fire probably. These guys will fire 6 shots. I think at effective range. We'll check the range real quick, and it'll be their first fire, and they'll be unloaded after moving. I was a little rusty after infamy, so I did forget. These skirmishers are unloaded. Those skirmishers are unloaded. And of course, the cannons are double unloaded. Skirmishers, long range, first fire, 4, 5s, and 6s. Firing on those boys. They're concentrating on them. Now, I was bragging on Turpin shooting. They just annihilate the stone wall in front of them. They don't even come close to those Union troops. They're kind of like, are they firing? Maybe they forgot to put the ammunition in. They just fired blank. Who knows? That was terrible shooting. You should be embarrassed. And that'll end the turn. We've got Confederate skirmishers moving up here. I gotta think which direction I'm thinking. West of the road. We've got a main Confederate force moving up the road towards town. Got a skirmish screen with some... these are the boys from Louisiana coming down the hill firing. Got the Citadel class of 1861 kind of in the rear right now in reserve. Confederate Zouaves from Tennessee getting hammered by Union artillery. Their skirmishers did do some firing earlier, but they paid the price from a heavy cannonade from the Union guns. Union point skirmishers out here in heavy cover, taking the brunt of Confederate fire. Ethan Jones's Union skirmishers haven't even been shot at yet. On the far side, on the east side of town, we've got a Union Zouaves under First Lieutenant Morgan moving up. In town, we've got some Union skirmishers. I think that's Potter's unit. So that's Doug Carmichael's boys. I didn't even realize that. He's getting killed. Sorry, Doug. I love you, brother. I'll put you at the tip of the spear there. Jameson Kurtz, Major Kirk's boys are coming down the into the center of town. You got Captain Allen's boys moving across the bridge. And I forgot who's doing the Union, who's the commander for the Union guns. But that boy can, he's a sniper. They got some scopes on those guns. They hammered the Confederates on the far hill. First Lieutenant Markey, strong work, my brother-in-law. Good shooting. Little blue flag. Oh, here they come. Confederate artillery is going to come on and try to occupy that small hill right there. Confederate artillery wheels on 6 inches. They are overlooking their own infantry advancing, and yeah, they're laying in the guns. Poor Greg Allen don't get out of there. He's going to get blasted off that bridge. Good luck, Greg Fresh. Gonna get smoked. All right. Ooh, that's Cassanier and his Louisiana boys. They got to keep moving. It'll advance, and the skirmishers will reload. He's going to run and take a second shock on the other group, so he'll have 1 shock on each rear group. Those boys advance down the hill. Skirmishers reloading while they're running. That's some talent. I couldn't do it. Both of the 8-man groups of infantry, line infantry have 1 shock each. So they're coming up, but they're reloaded right now. Freaking Doug's boys aren't happy. Oh, and he arrives. The tea and crumpets have been all consumed back at headquarters. Colonel William Alexander Pierce advances onto the battlefield. The Union's got their 3 big line units all coming in on a different road to downtown. I don't think they've thought this out. They are going to have themselves a nice collision. We'll see if it works itself out. It'll be kind of fun. Looks kind of pretty. The colonel seems happy. He's waving. Jameson Kurt's boys are a little bit farther up the road than they are. It's going to be a mess. Captain Allen's guys, they just want to get out of range of the cannons. That's it. They just want to get in here and see what's in the cookhouse. Ooh. That's the Confederate Zouaves from Tennessee. They're busted up. No flags to work with. First Lieutenant Masters is going to try to run his guys. He will pay the -3 penalty. He's going to try to get behind these trees down here and get out of the way of the cannons. They're probably going to shred his guys the rest of the game. They gain some shock. They move 7 inches. I'll have to make a judgment call on the cannons, but there are better targets for the cannons to shoot at. But they're not definitely that. They didn't get as far as they would like to have gotten. It's coming up all Confederacy. Nice. Second Lieutenant Jordan Salee. Level 1 leader attached to Cassanier's irregulars back here, so he will pull 1 shock off one of the groups. Second blue flag at the... Ooh, 3rd blue flag. First red flag, and we got a random event, and that'll be movement for First Lieutenant Keith Masters' Zouaves. Let's see what kind of craziness these guys get into. They got spinning feathers last game. They are a long way away from the river. So we'll see. It will be a movement event. Very fitting. Dress the ranks. They'll lose 1 dice or 1 pip or something like that for the next time they move. I'll just put a little 4-sided dice out there to try to remember it, just for next move. But totally very realistic. They're running down a ridge while getting shot up by cannons. 2 red flags. Oh, there's all 3 blues. Union artillery will take advantage of those 4 and will double reload. They are fully loaded. Another blue flag. Oh, I lost track. I mean, we'll say it's the second one. I can't remember if that's another random event or not. Doesn't matter. There'll be another random event here. Hang on. Give me a minute to think. Again, it'll be First Lieutenant Keith Masters' random event for movement over here. Double random events in one turn. I don't think I've ever seen that one for the same unit. That's even crazier. A quartermaster rise. 1 unit of player's choice may resupply with water ammo. No one's low ammo, so no effect. It's a skirmish unit. Second Lieutenant Jeremy Franco assigned to First Lieutenant Keith Masters' Zouave unit. He goes ahead and pulls 1 shock off one of the Zouaves. He burned those 2 flags they had too, so he's down. He pulled 3 shock in the end. Our group has 1 shock, this group has 2. The skirmishers still have 3. So they're looking a little better. Uh-oh. Time to advance down the road. Major Kevin Masters will advance 1d6. He's a level 3 leader, so he'll run his boys and pick up pull 2 shocks, so one of the groups will have 1 shock at the end. Almost comical. Maybe that wall caused some confusions. They advanced 2 inches at the double quick. Somebody forgot to tie their shoes. New red flag. And the old Tempest Fugit. Okay, so we've got Union's got 2 blue flags, and the Confederates have 1. So, and the Union has a higher force morale, so they will move their first guy. I thought that was Doug Carmichael for a little while there, but it's actually Daniel Potter. He's going to fall back towards the snake rail fencing here. Kind of go diagonally. Not paying any penalty for shock because he's moving away from the enemy. Confederates the Union skirmishers will fall back. That'll be the first move for the Union. First thing the Confederates are going to do is go ahead and run these guys straight. Oh, he can't pull shock. Oh, they're just going to move forward 1d6. That's the Colonel's boys. Boys from South Carolina move up 2 inches. Nothing too spectacular. Just creeping into the offense. Probably nervous about the cannons. They're still seeing parts of the Zouaves hitting the ground from that artillery strike they took. And the Zouaves will, for the Union, under First Lieutenant Morgan, will advance 2d6 into that field. The Zouaves advance, not too far away from the Confederate Zouaves on the other side of these woods. That's the end of the turn. Hustonville firmly in control of the Union, but Confederacy is advancing along the entire width of the battlefield. All right, we'll see what the next draw of the card. Oh, utilizing those cup holders on the power tower. I love this thing. All right, here we go. Little blue flag action. Yeah, I'll go there. Uh-oh, 2 in a row. I have no idea who moved last turn. Oh, I don't know. Oh, good. I was like, oh, not good. Da da da. Confederate artillery. Oh, Jonathan Matthew Johnson. He's gonna take the dream shot. He's gonna present and fire at long range at Captain Allen crossing the bridge into town. He double unloaded. So this will be 4, 5s, and 6s. with the first fire and present. Still a pretty crazy shot no matter what. 13 hits. These guys would be in hard cover because it's a stone bridge. Give these guys light cover just because a couple of them are in cover, a couple of them aren't. So these guys will go down. The front group will go down to in the open. The rear group will go down to just light cover because of the artillery. And the extra round will go onto the command group because they're in the open. So I forgot to add in another bonus for them being in column, but I just added an extra shock to the rear group. The rear group loses 2 guys and gains 2 shock now. Front group loses 1 guy and takes 4 shock. So there's work to do for Captain Allen as his forces get freaking saturated by blood and guts. They got blown to pieces. Shazam! Oh, and there he is. Just in time. Yeah. Level 2 commander. They're going to march forward 2d6 because they're in column on the road. Then he's going to use his other command plus 2 of the flags the Union has to pull 3 shock total. They barely move forward. They have 1 shock in the front group and 2 shock in the rear group now. And as they kind of stumble their way into Hustonville. Red 5. It's Jordan Slee. He's serving with Cassanya's Louisiana boys. He's going to pull the last remaining shock on that back unit there. Red 6. That is Nicholas Turpin. He's the one skirmish group that's separate. Turpin's going to move forward and fire on somebody. See what kind of angle, see how far he gets to go. No, he's going to move forward and reload, so he's going to probably stay in these trees here to make sure he doesn't get exposed. Only a level 1 leader. They've taken cover in the trees. They're reloaded. I think they plan on firing on Potter's boys as they fall back towards the snake rail fences. Blue flag action. Oh, there we go. Colonel William Alexander Pierce, level 4 leader. He's going to run. So one of these units will take a shock because he's going to use one of his commands. He'll use the flag. He's going to snap these guys into his formation. They've moved into the center of Hustonville. It's going to be fun trying to get these boys out and deploying them. I think it's going to be a catastrophe. And hopefully Captain Allen doesn't pay the price like usual. He's hating his commanding officer. It's like, you're an idiot. He doesn't care. He's waving his hat, having a good time. Oh, come on, focus in on the colonel. There he is. You can see the impending collision that's supposed to happen. Major Kirk is like, oh my god, this guy's an idiot. Alright, little red flag action. Blue 7, that's one of the skirmisher units. Second Lieutenant Ethan Jones, he's going to move his boys over. Take a pop shot down the road at these boys. They're going to rock their first fire down the road into that Confederate line. 7 shots, needing 4 5s and 6s. Into Major Keith Masters' command. Scoring 3 hits of all the units are in the open, so 1 on each group. Not the best shooting, just 1 shock on the group on the left. He's going to keep on coming for him. Colonel Hatfield. He's going to run and pull all the shock. They're moved up. They're doing they're gonna come charging down this hill, but if that cannon gets loaded first, it's gonna whack them. Let's see what happens. Blue 6. He's been attached to the colonel's group, so he's just looking around. There's no shock. Checking in those stables, looking for some bacon. Second red flag. Huh. Another early ender. Major Masters' unit will move forward 1d. Actually, yeah, 1d6. Sorry. Union artillery is going to present and fire, be double unloaded, hitting Citadel class of 1861 as they crest the hill, needing 5s and 6s. To turn on something good, the Confederates are going to reload their artillery. We get wailed on for 9 hits, 3 on each group. Take 3 shock on the group on the right. Center group gets 1 guy blown away, and the group on the left takes 1 shock. Woo! Not as good as the last barrage, but those guys are working it. Got the range. Gotta love ending a turn with an artillery barrage. Always a fan favorite. Starting off with a blue flag action. Red 7. That is one of the. That is Second Lieutenant Franco. Full of shock. He's still attached to First Lieutenant Masters, so he's gonna take his unit he's actually with down to 2. The skirmish screens aren't the most effective against artillery support, but the extra officer attached to these groups is actually really doing a decent job of pulling the shock that they've endured, especially these guys. They're actually getting down to decent level. They got 1 shock on that group, 2 there, and then just 2 up front. So it's, I thought they might have been hosed the rest of the game there where they got blasted, but yeah, they should be able to make a comeback here just in time for the Union Zouaves to probably come through the trees. Red 4. Oh! It's the boys from Louisiana. They have no shock, so they're going to go ahead and run and gain 1 shock on the group that the captain is with. Decent little move. The boys from the Louisiana are up on the outskirts of town almost. The Union better wake up. They're still stuck in march column and doing some close order drill in the downtown plaza. They better get out here quick before they walk outside and there's a Confederate firing squad waiting for them. Blue 6. Blue flag. Got 2 blue flags now. Uh-oh. And they reloaded last turn. Let's see if they can see anything. So they could fire into downtown Hustonville, which would be, it's probably what they'll do. I don't know how many freaking units they're going to hit. Present and fire, be double unloaded. And yeah, we'll have to, I'll do some figuring once I get in there. But they're going to, the main focus is going to be Carmichael's boys, but right behind them is yeah, 2 other basically groups of 8, especially with Major Jameson Kirk just sitting out in the middle of the intersection pointing like, there are cannons up there, morons, we gotta move. Yeah, 26 shots hitting on 5s and 6s, and yeah, we'll figure it out. So they rock 12 hits. It'll hit the skirmishers, the front group there, and the first 2 groups here. So it's split between 4 formations. That's the most logical I can come up with. Sorry about that. So we'll go with that. Once again, I forgot to take another one off the for shooting at a march column. So with cannonballs bouncing off the shrapnel, bouncing off the walls and ricocheting all over the place. Skirmishers take 2 shock. Front group in Colonel Hatfield's formation takes 1 shock. First unit in Major Kirk's unit takes 2 shock. The second unit takes 2, and 1 guy is killed. So it's yeah. They rock the center of town. They better quit this party and start fighting. Oh, it's all red. Red 6. Turpin's boys are going to advance out, 2d6, and then unload into the Union skirmishers. Hopping out of the trees and unloading on these Union guys. They're going to be in hard cover, or what's it called? Had some doubts there for a minute. Yeah, they'll be in hard cover. They're at close range. They're going to be on 4, 5s, and 6s. 7 shots. They score 5 hits. They'll be unloaded at the end of this. Let's see how this stone wall holds up. Stone wall does nice. 1 guy is killed. On a 1, it'll be their 2nd lieutenant. Second lieutenant has a guy picked off next to him. Ethan Jones is like, "Too bad, sucker." And they got Confederates right in front of them. Both skirmish groups are unloaded. There we go. Union Zouaves. They're going to move forward. They're not clear of the trees enough to shoot yet, but they're not too far away from the Confederates. Oh, red flag action. Second red flag. Uh-oh, 3 red flags, and we get a random event for the Union Zouaves. Moving. The Zouaves are so fired up, they knock over First Lieutenant Morgan, and he's got to dust himself off next time his activation. He can't do anything else. So make way was the random event. About time. What are they going to do? They got that traffic jam to deal with. To be honest, I screwed these guys hard. These guys go into attack column because they can't get past this guy's in front of us, so they've changed formation. He had 2 commands left over and pulled 1 shock on each of his groups. I got to come up with some kind of idea. I thought this was all going to go a lot smoother, but it's been a nightmare of the cards not coming, and yeah, so that's my fault, everybody, and I got to try to fix this. Another blue flag. Red leader 3. Oh, yummy. Got that he'll lose a pip if he moves from the random event from earlier. That's the first thing I got to deal with. I'm going to use 1 command to split off the skirmishers up front. So they're going to move 2d6 minus 2 in a certain direction. The First Lieutenant Masters used 1 command, of course, to detach the skirmishers. They moved up. He used a 2nd command to pull 1 shock. He used 2 of the other flags to pull all the remaining shock on his unit. So he's shock free now, but they're not doing anything special. And then these guys move forward. They're 2. They use 1 of the flags to pull their shock down to 1. And they're going to fire at the Zouaves now and be unloaded with 7 shots. Nope, 6 shots. Hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s, they will be in light cover. You score 3 hits. The first lieutenant, Morgan, is laying on the ground, so probably exempt from being shot. So they'll do 2 on the group on the left and 1 group on the 1 on the right. A shock and a dead on the group on the left. Group on the right is untouched. Blue flag, got 2 of them. Confederates are out of flags right now. They burned them all. Oh, now they got one. And that'll be a random event, a firing event for those skirmishers, and the Union will have 3 flags. 3 rounds a minute for those skirmishers. They reload. Oh, thank the Lord. Okay. Colonel William Alexander Pierce. He's got to get his boys out of the downtown before that turns into a killing field with those artillery firing there. He's going to run his boys forward, and then he's going to change formation with using 2 flags when he gets clear, hopefully. All right, so he went from looking like a 0 to being a hero. He's got this skirmish group out front. He's changed formation into line. Center group still has 1 shock. Things are looking up and up for the colonel, finally. I bet some of his subordinates were getting ready to shoot him in the back of the head. Even though it was me screwing it all up, gotta blame somebody. Poop rolls downhill, buddy. You're 28 millimeters tall, and I'm almost 6 foot, so sorry about your luck. Oh, he used, sorry, I forgot he used 2 flags. He's got 1 left. Alright, so now the Confederates have 2 flags. Debate about a sharp practice will hold off. 3 flags for the Confederacy. Definitely gonna hold off now. I think they've got 1 left. Try to do some math in my head. Blue 7. Second Lieutenant Ethan Jones at close range. He's going to reload and fire and be unloaded. Yes. 6 shots hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s. Scoring 3 hits. Confederate skirmishers will be considered in light cover. Second Lieutenant Turpin's guys have, his skirmishers have 2 shock on them now. Oh, there it is. Rebels have 3 flags and the Federals have 1. Alright, for the Rebels, I'm just going to say it, they're going to move their, the Colonel's formation forward, they're going to move their Major's formation forward, and they're going to reload their cannons. And the Union will reload their cannons. First up, Major Kevin Masters will move forward 1d6 minus 1. They advance slowly. They still got a ways to go, but they're keeping pace with most of the Confederate advance. Next up is the Colonel. This will be a -3 to this move. He's got that outside group's got 3 shock. And they move forward 2 inches. So, I mean, they're on pace. We got the Confederates down there. The Zouaves facing off against each other. Got skirmishers firing in the woods. It's nice seeing Captain Cassagna out there leading the boys forward. He's closing on the wall. Turpin's over there to the left, do some close range fire support, distracting from the fact that he's got Major Masters unit coming up behind him, and then you've got the Confederate artillery firing over their heads, blasted away. But the Union has finally cleared the downtown with their lead unit. Now we've got to see what Captain Allen and Major Kirk can do, if they can escape the trap that is the downtown plaza. And you've got the Union guns and their skirmishers. So yeah, we're set up for probably the first half of the game, I think would say. So the second half of this game should be pretty horrific. These guys are going to engage each other in close range combat and hand to hand. Just need the Union to get their act together. All right, here we go. Starting off a little blue flag action. Second blue flag action. I have no idea what went last. Thank the gosh, I don't have to figure it out. All right, red 5. That's Second Lieutenant Jordan Salik, still serving as a skirmish screen for Cassagne's boys from Louisiana. He's going to pull a shock, sorry. Little blue 6 action. It's Doug Carmichael serving as a screen for the Colonel's unit. He's going to pull a shock and take his unit down from 2 to 1. Oh yeah. Colonel Hatfield. He's going to advance. Got to pull some shock first for sure. He's going to pull 3 shock off this group to the right and then move forward 1d6 minus 1. It's like they almost didn't even move. They moved forward 1 inch. Oh, wasn't worth the effort on my part. Red flag action. Oh, wow. And they are reloaded. They're going to present and fire and rock the Colonel's boys. Try to blow them back to the Stone Ages. The only good thing is they'd be in light cover with the fence. They have a skirmish screen that takes them up to heavy cover. So they go back down to light cover. 26 shocks. 26 shots hitting on 5s and 6s. Thankfully not as good as usual. 8 hits in light cover. 2 shock on the skirmish group, 1 shock on the group to the left, 1 shock on the group to the right, 2 deads in the center on a 1. It'll be the Colonel getting hit by the cannon. It was close. Guy in front of the Colonel gets friggin' ripped to little pieces. So we got 3 shock across the back and 2 skirmish screens got 2 shock. Second red flag. The Zouaves. Now they can't move. He's got to spend both his moves standing up. He got knocked to the ground by his own men last turn, or last time, and he got a random event, so he's up now. Colonel Morgan's back, baby. Sorry, First Lieutenant Morgan. Sorry, no Colonel. Third red flag for the rebels. Second red flag for the Union. Or blue flag is red flag for the Union. Silly Steve. Red 6. It's Nicholas Turpin's boys. I think they're going to move up and fire. Oh, they have to move up and reload. They're going to sit still. They're going to fire and unload. Or fire and reload and fire. They have 2 shock, so it'll go down to 6 shots. Hitting on 4, 5, and 6 in hard cover. They hit Ethan Jones's skirmishers for 4 hits. These boys take 2 shock, but the stone wall protects them. Oh, 4 blue flags. Zouaves are going to move forward and fire. Now, usually it'd say yuck, 2-inch move, but that actually worked out perfect. They move up to the edge of the woods, and they're going to fire. It'll be their first fire. It'll probably be at effective range. I'm gonna measure it out real quick. They're gonna fire at these Zouaves here. 17 shots hitting on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. They score 11 hits. They'll put 6 on the group with the first lieutenant. That's First Lieutenant Masters, and they'll put 5 on the other group. They get hit hard. Both groups take 3 shock. The group on the left takes 2 more dead, so they're down to 4 guys with 3 shock. And these guys are totally full. The Zouaves are also unloaded. Oh, Union artillery. First Lieutenant Jonathan Matthew Johnson. JMJ gonna bring it. I think he's loaded. Let's go check. First Lieutenant Johnson is loaded. He's got his eyes on Cassagna. He owes him money, so he wants to blow him away, so he's got to pay that debt back. Oh, in the open. 26 shots presented and fired at long range, hitting on 5s and 6s. Ten hits, hitting him in the open. Extra hit is going on to Cassagna's group on the right. Two deads on a skirmisher. Chance to hit the leader on a 1 through 6. Second Lieutenant Jordan Salee, level 1 leader, hit by artillery, shrapnel, cannonball, who knows. Takes a wound. Jordan Salee is a level 0 leader. Group on the right takes 2 shock. Group on the left takes 1 shock. There's also a guy blown away in the group to the right. And 1 skirmisher is killed. Oh, yes. Colonel, being a level 4 leader, is going to use 1 command to detach off the skirmish screen. A second command to move his troops forward. Then they will present and fire. Yeah, they're going to present and fire at somebody. I don't know who the hell they're going to fire at. Probably one of these skirmish groups. And whew, I don't know what to do. I'm going to think about it some more. First off, he's going to order the skirmish group to get the hell away, so they're going to move over to this snake rail fence over here. That'll be Carmichael's boys. We're going to move forward to the fence line. They're going to move up to the fence line and fire 27 shots into Cassagna's boys. Long range. First fire. Hitting on 5s and 6s. And they will be unloaded. 9 hits in light cover thanks to the skirmish screen. Nobody gets killed, but they put 6 shock onto these 3 groups. All 3 groups have 3. Ooh. It's Captain Allen. He's going to kind of wheel his formation and march along the side of this barn here. They're not going to go too far. He's going to pull 1 shock. They have no flags to work with. With the -1 with the shock, they have a minuscule move and start making the turn along the barn. Red 7 is Franco, 2nd Lieutenant, skirmish unit. They're loaded. They've got 1 shock. They're going to try to move up and get on a flank shot into the Zouaves. So they move into the flank and fire. Doubling shock. Wow. See how many shots they've got. They will be unloaded at the end of this. 7 shots. 7 shots. Doubling shock. It's like a tongue twister. Hitting on 4, 5, and 6. Score 3 hits in light cover. Instead of scoring shock, they decided to kill 2 people. There's a 1 in 6 chance that First Lieutenant Morgan takes a bullet. No shock. 2 Zouaves are killed. And I forgot to do the bad thing for Second Lieutenant Salih getting a wound. So level 1 leader wounded. -1 on the morale. They go down to 9. Oh, haven't drawn that in a while. Nice. Red leader 2. Major Masters will order his guys forward. 1d6 -1. He's a level 3 leader, so he pulled the 2 shocks, so they're not -1 at all. Well, they only get 1 present, but they want to shoot this turn, so they're going to waste their present. They moved, they're going to fire, they're going to be unloaded and out of control. They're going to fire at Colonel Pierce's troops. They're going to catch these skirmishers in it. Probably catch these skirmishers in it too, to tell you the truth. So here we go. 5 groups getting hit by 27 shots. Hitting on 5s and 6s because of first fire. Six hits in various and in sundry cover. Basically everyone's in light cover except for these guys who are in heavy cover. The center group with the colonel take 2 hits. So they do 3 shock and a kill. Kill a guy on the center group. And could have been better, but that, you know, every shock counts. I killed myself. Oh. Wow. It's gonna move, regular move. Pull the 1 shock they've got. And probably unloading the Zouaves, I'm guessing. Alright, they abandon the Zouave idea. They're going to go ahead and fire straight ahead since the objective is the crossroads. They're going after the colonel's troops. Long range, first fire. And I think they've only lost 1 guy, so 27 shots as well. They'll be hitting on 5s and 6s, and they're hitting 4 groups. They score 9 hits. The extra hit will go on to the colonel's unit in the middle. Everyone should be in light cover. They do 4 shock and kill 2 guys. Skirmishers are in trouble. There's 7 guys with 6 shocks. Outside group's got 3 shock, and then you got 2 shock and 2 shocks here. But this center group is getting whittled down. I think they're at 5 guys now, but they do get to keep the color party and the colonel. Red flag. 2 red flags. Ooh, red 3. That's a good turn. That is First Lieutenant Keith Masters and the Confederate Zouaves. We'll say they're from Florida. That's where Keith lives. They're Floridians. The 2 flags, pulls those 3 shock, gets them down to 2 and 1, so will lose 1 firepower here. And they do a first fire presented blast into the other Zouaves in light cover at effective range. 13 shots, hitting on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s into light cover. They get 8 hits, 4 on each group in light cover. They do 4 shock, kill 2 guys. One group's at 3 shock, one group's at 2 shock. It's brutal down here. Oh! Blue 5. That's Daniel Potter. He's got 6 shock with 7 guys. He's got to get out of the line of fire. He's going to move away behind the snake rail fence. Well, it's definitely an opportunity for them to get in here and try to shoot the skirmishers that have got the flank of the Zouaves, but they're hurting. They're not feeling very brave right now. They got to get some shock pulled off them so they can become more combat effective. And there was no flags for them to use to pull more. Oh, there it is. That would be nice to have. Blue flag. Oh, there he is. Major Kirk. He's been leaving his colonel out to hang and dry after he's felt the pain of the last couple of battles. So now he's going to come marching out and attack Colin. He also pulled the 2 shock. His unit accumulated as they move in to support the colonel. I love it. Freaking awesome. Red flag. They got 3 of them now. Oh, there's Cassagna and his beat up unit. Well, he's going to use all 3 flags because it's getting towards the bottom of the deck. And he's going to pull all kinds of shock. And Cassagna will order the... So he pulled 3 shock. And he's going to order the skirmish screen to move forward just a little bit. And then to fire on Hatfield's boys. Doesn't want to get him out of command range. They're down to 1 shock though. They're going to fire 7 shots at the colonel. Hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s. Three hits, 1 on each group. Get a kill and a shock. A guy on the outside group gets killed and the center group takes another shock. Colonel sweating a little bit, getting a little nervous. And there's the Tempest Fugit. What hasn't gone yet? Just Blue 7. Who's that? Ethan Jones. He's going to reload and fire. 2 shocks. So it's going to be, and they can't fire with their commander. It's going to be 4 shots hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s. Two hits on Turpin's boys in light cover. That pushes those guys to 3 shock. And that's the end of the turn. It's woof, got some stuff going on. Cannons are both unloaded. More reinforcements from the Union line. They're moving forward. They're getting close to being in line. The Colonel's is getting absolutely wore out, facing down. The entire Confederate force is unloading on him. Union Zouaves are in trouble over in the corner, getting outflanked, hoping for support from these skirmishers, but they kind of ran away to have a little sniff around the cookhouse. Yeah, but the Confederacy is closing in on Hustonville here, tightening the grip. I think the couple good cards here and get the Union troops out here and get some more firepower going, or one hell of a good cannon barrage and it'll be all on over. So, all right, see you in the next turn. The force morale's only ticked 1 point off for the Confederates, so we're looking at 11 versus a 9, I believe. And the death pile, there's Union regular infantry and there's skirmishers and Zouaves. And the Confederacy's looking a little better. Only regular troops and 5 Zouaves blown away. I think 4 Zouaves and 1 skirmisher. Alright, here we go, baby. Blue 7 action. Ethan Jones got his skirmishers. They're going to lose 1 guy because of 2 shock. They're going to reload and fire 5 shots. Close range. 4, 5s, and 6s. Turpin's boys in light cover. Take 4 hits. Take a shock and a guy killed on a 1. It's Turpin. He's hoping it's not him. Turpin's skirmishers lose a man and go up to 4 shock. They're still hanging in there. Might lose this battle just because the Union's Jones has got his boys dug in like a tick behind that stone wall. Another Union. Blue 6. It's Doug's skirmishers. She's going to have them go forward. They're going to lose 2 inches of movement. He's going to try up here and support Jones's troops. Carmichael's going to have his skirmishers fire a volley. First fire, effective range, could be hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s against. They're doubling up on Turpin's boys. Carmichael's troops continue to have struggles without that extra range time. They don't seem to be getting booked. 2 hits. Light cover. They do put 2 more shock on Turpin's boys. Now they have 6 guys with 6 shock. So it's getting to the point where it's like, should we stick around? I don't know. Probably not. They're losing this battle, I got a feeling. A red flag action. Blue 4. I mean, so that's a red. Come on. Cassagna is going to burn 1 flag and 1 command and get him down to 1 shock. And then he's going to advance 1d6 and do some shooting. Oh, it's going to be a reload. Well, they're going to reload. They're not going to shoot for crap. Creeping forward. Keeping that advance going. Blue flag. Excuse me. Let me do this. Time to reorganize. 2 red flags, 1 blue flag. Oh! Okay. 2 flags over here. Alright, Major Masters is going to try to gain control of this unit. He has a musician, so I think he just needs a 1, I believe. Anything but a 1, he gains control again. He'll move forward 1d6 and reload. How about that? And both sides will double reload their artillery for the last 2 flags. Alright. Confederate Zouaves. First Lieutenant Keith Masters. Going to pull 1 shock here, and then he's going to present and fire. No, he's unloaded. No, he's going to reload, and then he'll fire. No present. 14 shots at effective range. Needing, 4, 5s, and 6s. It definitely didn't hit the odds there. 6 hits, 3 on each group. Zouaves lose 2 more guys. No more shock, though. Really could use, the Confederates need to pour some shock on these guys. No chance of hitting the leader there. A red flag action. Ah. Here we go. First Keith Masters, now Kevin Masters. Major Matthews is going to try to help out his skirmishers. He's going to fire all of his shots at effective range. Needing 5s and 6s. 27 shots on those skirmishers in hard cover. They will be uncontrolled again after this, but it doesn't seem to be too hard, as long as they With that, as long as that musician doesn't get picked off during business. "11 hits in hard cover against the skirmishers. Three dead and a shock. On a 1, 2, or a 3, or sorry, on a 1 or a 2, it's Ethan Jones getting plugged with a bullet. Four guys and 3 shock, and let's see what kind of wound Ethan takes. Union drops down to 10 after Jones is wounded. Oh, wow. Game changer. Union artillery. They're going to blast away at Masters' boys. They will hit Turpin's boys too, so it'll be 4 groups. Cover won't matter with cannonballs. I think, was it 26 shots? Yeah. Wow, here it comes. Present fire, double unloaded. These gentlemen are at under 60, so they're in effective range. So it'll be 4, 5, and 6s. Oh, brutal time. Underperformed. Lots of 1s and 2s. I mean, a ridiculous amount, but who cares? That's the way it goes, baby. 10 hits, spread over 4 groups, no cover. The Confederates take 3 dead guys, 2 regulars are killed, and 1 skirmisher. They take 2 shock on these groups. I think Turpin's guys are going to do an involuntary fallback now that they've got 5 guys and 6 shock. That could have been a whole lot worse, though, I'll tell you that. Turpin's guys withdraw into the trees with their 6 shock and 5 guys, and they'll do a bad thing for a group obliged to withdraw. Which doesn't affect the rebels at all. That could care less that Turpin got beat the hell down. He might be back. He can hang out in those trees. Come back later. We'll see. Blue flag action. Oh, blue won. Now he is beat down. He's got 1 flag to work with. All right, he pulls some shock. Actually pulls 4 shock. He pulled 3 himself. He used a flag. They're going to reload and fire and be unloaded. They're going to shoot into these guys here at effective range. We've got 23 shots. They've been beat down. Oh, they'll go down to 22. They have 2 shock on that far group down there. 22 shots, needing 5s and 6s. Holy cow, terrible shooting. Yeah, 2 hits. They'll put 1 on the front group and 1 on the group without Cassagna. Skirmishers killed. That's all they're able to do. That was some weak shooting. Blue 4. That's Allen. Captain Allen. Level 2 leader. He's got to get in this fight. He's going to pull 1 shock and he's going to run and gain his shock back. They are not very eager beaver to get in this fight. Both groups have 1 shock. They're still trying to figure out how badly they got slaughtered by those cannons. They don't know. They have no real desire or gumption to be in this fight. Maybe he'll get him motivated. Come on, Greg. Get yourself a cigarette. Red 7. That's Franco's boys with the skirmish shot. They've been left alone. They're going to unload, reload, and fire. 7 shots hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s. I'll tell you what, neither side is hitting well. 3 hits. 2 on the close group and 1 on the back group and light cover. With a doubling shock, both Zouave groups will take 2 shock. They're still keeping it together somehow. I don't know how. Blue flag. Another blue flag. Another random event for those sharpshooters. Oops, sorry. Ooh. There he is. I'm going to use both the dice, both the flags. I'm going to step out. That's Major Kirk. He's in column on the road. So he's going to get 4d6. He's going to run too. He's going to go wild. He'll end up with a shock on a group. Oh, it's like the movie Glory. These guys are getting 18-inch move. Just crush the fence. They're going wild. They're going to try to go in fisticuffs if they can somehow make it here alive. They need to get 4 flags so they can try to do some hand-to-hand. But here they come, baby. Oh, my Lanta. They're going to try to win it for the north here. The Zouaves. Oh, they are running away. They can't stand against that firepower. Back 2d6 and get 1 shock off. The 8 remaining Union Zouaves fall back through the trees, just trying to pull it together. Both groups have 4 shock. A little blue flag action. Red flag action. More, come on. Oh, red 5. It's Jordan Salee, level 0 leader. He's just gonna, I don't know what to do. I want to save those flags. Blue flag. Got 2 of them now. Blue 7. It's Ethan Jones. He's a level 0 leader. They want to save their flags too. Red 6. It's Turpin skirmishers over the woods. 5 guys. They pulled 1 shock, so they're now at 5 guys with 5 shock. They don't have to retreat anymore. 3rd red flag. It's a race. Oh, it's a race till that. Red 8. Matthew Johnson. Jonathan Matthew Johnson. He can't quite see Kirk's boys, but he can see. Oh, let me see. What? Maybe is he high enough for that? Yeah. He can fire overhead still. He's going to fire overhead and try to crush the Colonel's guys up against the outskirts of town. Present and fire. 26 shots. Long range. 10 hits, split in between the 3 groups. The 1 extra hit is going to be on the center group with the Colonel. No cover thanks to artillery. Each group takes 3 shock, and the center group loses a guy on top of that. They're just getting hammered. All the guys are dying on the center group. No retreat yet, no surrender. Colonel is just scraping blood off his hat. What the hell's going on up there, boys? Yeah, they're taking it. Another blue flag. 1 more, and I'm going to do something stupid. Yes. All right, I'm sending in my boy. Major Kirk, gonna charge. He'll gain 1 more shock on one of his groups. He'll pull everything he can, and they're going to try to reach the Confederates. The skirmish screen is going to try to evade. 2 things. 1, I can't. It's getting kind of late. 2, I don't. Maybe I'm getting infamy confused with this. Skirmishers running and stuff. So maybe they can't. And also, they're in a mixed formation, so maybe they're stuck there anyway. So, okay, let's leave them there. Let's have the fight. Let's see if they can reach them first. So they go, what the hell they go? 2d6, right? Hell yeah, America! They get an 11, they get there, they run through the gate. and they just charge into Johnny Reb. And this is going to be fun trying to figure all these dice out, because there's a skirmish group, and then, yeah, it's going to be fun. Alright, it's close, baby, but the Major Kirk's guys have a little bit of an advantage. Let's see what happens. Oh, this is awesome. This is for all the bells and whistles, baby. Reset. All that, and they only get this. Oh, Union gets a kill and 2 shock, and the Confederates cause 3 kills and 3 shock. Well, they lost by 2, but I'm gonna do a super stubborn rule for these guys. That was a weak ass hand-to-hand. I was sad, so we're gonna redo it again. Round 2 coming right at you. Those same casualties there. I'm giving the Confederates a 2 dice advantage going into this hand-to-hand. All right, let's do it anyway. Yeah. Well, I gave them a chance and they got crushed, so it's destiny. Tried real hard for you, brother. Major Kirk's gonna fall back 9 inches, facing the enemy, and is gonna take all kinds of shock and death. Well, I was really hoping Major Kirk could survive that. Oh, no, not survive it, but win that battle. But oh well. It was a heroic charge coming out of the town, over the fence, through the gate, and crashed into the Confederacy head on. But just couldn't put the muscle where the mouth was. He was talking a lot of crap, but he just got his butt kicked in. These guys are really screwed up with all kinds of shock. They lost like 4 guys. Confederates lost most of their guys in their skirmish screen. Do a bad thing for the Union getting pushed back, and we have a chance on a 1, 2, or a 1, 2, 3, or 4. The Major is hit. Major takes a wound. Major takes a wound. It's a level 3 leader injured and a unit defeated in hand-to-hand. Somehow they didn't break. They still were able to, with the color party, the center group where most of the damage was done, is alright. So they're obliged to withdraw instead, and a level 3 leader wounded. Great time to roll double ones. They just dropped down to 9. Oh, nice. Blue 4. Just gonna move forward 1d6 and pull 1 shock. These guys really need to get out of column formation. Now they're on the front line. They need 2 cards so they can do drill. Uh-oh. Alright, that's 4 flags for the Union. They're gonna, I mean for the Confederates, they're gonna use it. I just gotta figure out which unit they're gonna do. Alright, I'm gonna do Cassania. I'm gonna move them kind of oblique. Try to get out of the way of the class of 1861. They move up to the wall. They're doing good. And they have 15 guys with 2 shock on this group, so they'll lose, go down to 14 shots with a level 2 leader, so 16 shots. They'll go uncontrolled after this. It's their first fire. They're close range, so it's oh god, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that right? The entire world here. This could hit like the 2 group. Well, 1 group of them, and they'll hit all of them. So they'll hit 4 groups with 16 shots. They hit everything but 1. This unit will have no cover. These guys will have light cover. Cause 6 shock and 2 dead. No chance of any leaders getting hit. Somehow none of those formations break. I have no idea. And they're all like, if the wind blows and they get hit with a pebble, they're gonna die. Yeah. Okay. Another red flag. Oh no. Colonel Hatfield. Gonna march down and try to reload and fire if he can squeeze a shot through. They're gonna reload, fire, and be unloaded. Oh, 27 shots. They're gonna spend their one flag to add to it, so 28 shots, hitting on 5s and 6s. Ten hits in the open. Oh, it's just not going well for the Union. Poor tactics by myself, but they still got a decent force morale. But oh, I'm getting tired. At the end of this turn, I'm going to bed. It's like 11 o'clock at night. I'm an old man. You get a 6 shock and a dead, 2 dead. Excuse me. All 3 parts of the formation are obliged to withdraw. Formation's broken. So we'll get 3 bad things for groups pushed back, and then 1 bad thing for formation broken. Sorry, I was on the wrong color there. Union, they fall down to 7. They only lose 2. That was actually a pretty good roll in there. Oh, and the turn mercifully comes to an end. That was... oh. So I was frustrated with the terrain for the Union. You know, coming in column, I probably should have come up the sides and not even screwed with trying to go into town and march column. These guys are still stuck in march column, but I was totally pumped. I was able to get Major Kirk's guys all the way across, getting a hand-to-hand here. Then they just got their butts stomped. I even gave them a second chance, and I got their butts stomped. Confederates have just done rolling, like Operation Rolling Thunder. Just fire, fire, fire in advance, fire in advance, fire from multiple different directions. Just firing on everything, and just, I mean, nothing devastating, but just, because the Union just hasn't had the amount of troops out here. And in the words of Admiral Akbar, we can't stand that we can't hold up long against those with that kind of firepower. They've just got whittled away, and they're basically combat ineffective now. Even though they still have a force morale of 7. I mean, I won't even know what the hell to do. I'm not going to keep trying in the morning, but I'll see if I can think of something when I'm laying down. But they are just getting their butts handed to them, thanks to crap tactics by yours truly, and desperate moves. Even the Zouaves got hammered. Everyone got hammered. They turned this defense into almost an offense, and it just didn't work out well. Oof. All right, I'm doing my game wrap before it's even over. So there'll be more to this to come, but I know the writing's on the wall here, and if I was the Union commander, I'd be like, oh, Hustonville's not that pretty of a town. We need to bail out of here. All right, see you in a little bit. All right, so next morning, I feel refreshed. Oh, I don't know. Rough week again. Got a colleague on vacation, and I'm covering her department, which is an emergency department, and I don't know how those people do it. I'm not built to be an ER nurse. That is just a whole lot of everything. So one more week this week. So she's got a 2-week break. So she deserves it. But I'm going to be a mental case by the time she gets back. All right. So I'm going to try to figure out what to do with this. I don't know if this is salvageable. We're going to give it a whirl. Union's holding on by a thread. Hustonville is already hoisting up the stars and bars. It's not looking good. William Alexander Pierce needs to come up with a miracle here, or he's in trouble. That's not a good start. Red 5. And I noticed the other day, like last night, I thought it was a blue 4 and it was a red 6, and I was like, oh, I get dyslexic when I'm tired. All right, Jordan Sallee's up. He's going to, instead of paying a price, he's a level 0 leader. He's going to detach from this unit of this one guy that's left and join a different unit. Even, well, he's just going to join nobody. He's a level 0 leader. He's got nothing to add to the party. He's just going to go over here and stand in the field and watch. He's out there chilling. He is a non-factor. Little blue flag action. 2 blue flags. That's 3 flags in a row. It's Jordan Salee. Let's see what happens to him. He's by himself. That could be kind of weird. Just skip it. Wouldn't be as devastating as normal, but these guys are going to reload. First Lieutenant Jonathan Matthew Johnson. He's going to reload his guns. He's been a killing machine. 3 blue flags. The Zouaves. Oh, that could be they're not. They got a whole lot left, but maybe they can do something. He pulled a 4 shock, 2 from each group. He's going to advance into the trees and fire at the skirmishers, hopefully on the flank. They will get 8 shots. Needing, oh god, close range, 2, 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. They lost a couple shots for, of course, half their unit being wasted, and then they've got 2 shock on each group. Pound 7 hits into the skirmisher's flank, doubling shock. They put 3 shock on them, doubling to 6. They had 1 already. They have 7 guys with 7 shock as they get pounded in the flank. Second red flag. Third red flag. 1 more for the random event. And there's the random event. It'll be on the Union Zouaves under First Lieutenant Morgan. Oh, you got to be excited. Charge them to hell. They surge forward to the trees, 2d6. They don't have far to go here. So both forces are unloaded. They're both beat down. They all have plenty of shock. Won't be a lot of dice here. Let's see how it goes. Plus, it's a flank charge. It's going to be a little battle, but hopefully a fun one. Morgan's in there running right for the Confederate second lieutenant, trying to put a sword through his face. It probably should be an automatic wipeout, but where's the fun in that? Okay, here they come. 5s and 6s. Both sides get a kill, and then the Union does 3 shock, and the Rebels do 1 shock. And so let's see, but both leaders can be hit. So both leaders are hit. Drops down to 3 shock and 1 shock. They might be fighting another round here. What a mess. First Lieutenant Morgan takes a wound, which is not good. His unit takes 1 more shock. Second Lieutenant Franco is knocked unconscious by the side of Morgan's sword. His unit goes up to 10 shock. They fall back to here. They have 6 guys and 10 shock. They did not have time to take their commander. He is captured and will be removed from play. Be tortured for information. Now they're going to put him in a camp up in Ohio or something. I'd rather be tortured. Okay, and then he's out of the game. That seems fair to me. So we got a bad thing for a leader wounded. We got a Confederate unit pushed back in combat. And then if there's a captured and killed thing for a level 1 leader, that's going to happen too. Gotta love the old charge them to hell. Confederates morale goes by 3. They go down to 6. And the Union will drop one more with a level 2 leader wounded. The Union's at a 5 and the Confederacy is at a 6. Hustonville turning into a typical Civil War nightmare. 4th flag, you know what's going to happen. Jonathan Matthew Johnson's trying to win this conflict by himself. He bombards again with his 9-pounders into Hustonville, trying to crush William Alexander Pierce's command. So artillery is going to be spread over 5 units that are all mashed together back here. Split between 5 groups. Not the best for Jonathan Matthew Johnson. The colonel will take the extra hit, the 6 hits. They take 2 shock and lose 2 guys. This unit over the shock falls back. So we got a broken formation and a group obliged to withdraw for bad things. Union loses 2 more, go down to 3 and lose 2 of their flags. Blue 5. That's Second Lieutenant Daniel Potter trying to rally his men in the face of absolute carnage to his right as the colonel's unit continues to be just taken apart piecemeal by the 9-pound Parrott guns of Jonathan Matthew Johnson. What a butthead. Uses 1 command to pull a shock, uses the 1 Union flag to pull another shock. He goes from 6 down to 4. And they still got a full unit with their first fire, but it's just not looking good back here. Red flag. Oh, that's not good. All right. That's Major Kevin Masters, Confederate infantry. Try to gain control of his unit. Needs to roll a 2, 3, 4, 5, or a 6. They remain uncontrolled, so they just unload straight ahead into Ethan Jones's boys. They're gonna fire and reload. 5 shots hitting on 5s or 6s into hard cover. Tennessee regular score 10 hits in hard cover on Ethan Jones's 4 guys. Two dead and a shock on those guys. On a roll of 1, Ethan Jones gets plugged. They're down to 2 men. They get blown back 4 inches. They have 4 shock. They got wounds. They're unloaded. They're 1 click away from breaking. They're barely holding on. Got a bad thing for group obliged to withdraw due to fire. No effect. The Union has other problems, other fish to fry. Nobody cares that Ethan Jones got pounded because everyone else is in mass confusion. Except for the Zouaves. They're on a death mission. 6, Steve. Here you go. Blue 6. That's Doug Carmichael. He's going to use a flag to pull a shock. He's going to move forward 2d6 minus 1, and then he's going to fire and be unloaded. Doug's carrying the fate of the Union on his back. 7 shots hitting 4, 5s, and 6s into Major Masters' command. Still having some issues from not visiting the range. 2 hits. They couldn't quite block it in on the giant formation of 30 guys in front of them. But that's all right. All right, 2 guys hitting in the open. They'll put 1 on the center group and 1 on the left group. On a roll of 1, they hit the major. Carmichael's got 1 good shooter. Puts a round right into the major on his horse. Let's see what happens to him. He gets shot in the leg. Kevin's not happy at all. I'm gonna have to call him and laugh at him. Sorry, Kev. Bad thing for a level 3 leader being shot. Now he's a level 2 leader. Rebels drop down to 5. Another blue flag. Oh, that's not good. That's Colonel Hatfield and the class of 1861 from the Citadel. They're just going to reload and fire right into that mass of guys. 27 shots hitting on 5s and 6s in some cover. Some's going to hit the Zouaves, some's going to hit those guys. This and these 3 groups. So 4 guys. 1, 2, 3, 5 groups will get hit. Seven hits. 2. The Zouaves get 1 each. That unit in the open gets 2. That skirmish group gets 1, and then 2 go on the command group with Major Kirk. So they blast away, causing 1 dead and 3 shock. A Zouave is killed in the woods, plus what the other unit gets a shock. This unit takes a shock and falls back with excess, and also Major Kirk's unit takes an extra shock and fall back. They have like 3 extra shock now, so they're back there behind the cookhouse. 2 bad things for units pushed back in combat. Alright, obliged to withdraw. 3s. No effect. Nobody cares. They got other problems. Red 6. That's Turpin in the woods. He's going to pull a shock and get him down to 4, and then they won't have to fall back anymore. He'll actually use the 1 flag the Confederates have to reload, or sorry, to pull the shock, and he'll order them to reload. Alright. First Lieutenant Joseph Markey with the Union artillery. He's going to reload. He'll be ready to shoot. Confederate Zouaves. They're going to pull a shock and advance. They spent their other action to reload. Oh, there he is. I don't know what he can do. He is in trouble. He's going to order what's left of his units to fall back, reload, and he's going to pull as much shock as he can, plus spend the 1 flag. So he'll be able to pull 4 shock. Colonel Pierce stashes his group on the right after pulling a couple shock on the 1st and 2nd floors of the farmhouse. He's got another group after pulling 1 shock on the bottom floor of the barn. And he's got his center group with his command structure behind that remnants of Major Kirk's unit around the corner in the center of a street. So he's in range of all of his units, but he's got them in hard cover until artillery starts knocking the walls down. Oh, he did spend that blue flag, so they go that 1 there. Blue 7. That's 2nd Lieutenant Ethan Jones. He's going to detach from his 1 remaining guy. Well, I don't know. Hang on. He's going to stay with him. I think if he leaves him, he'll break, and that'll be a bad thing. So he'll pull him down to 3. They will have to fall back 1 or 2 inches because they're obliged to withdraw. So if I go with that logic, that guy breaks, so I'll do a bad thing for the rebels too, as that guy runs off into nowhere. Confederates lose 2 and go to 3, and the Union loses 1 and goes to 2. It's another barn burner. Confederates will lose 2 flags, Union will lose 1. Blue leader 2. Major Kirk, he pulled 2 off this unit to the left here, so they don't have to withdraw anymore. Unfortunately, this unit was obliged to withdraw, and now they don't have to anymore because they're in the cover of the barn. And then his unit was also obliged to withdraw, and they went inside this barn. So they can, don't worry about that anymore. But there will be 2 bad things which could end the game here, just because of the amount of morale problems these guys are having. Hold on by a thread, they're at a 1, they lose another flag. Oh, what's left to shoot? That's Cassagna and his Louisiana regulars. First of all, he's got to try to get his boys under control. Gets them under control. He's going to move up to the wall and kind of pivot and then try to unload on Captain Allen's guys that are sitting over here in column looking smart. Be unloaded and out of control once more. 17 shots at long range, but firing into a column. Not in the flank though, thankfully. Ouch. And they pulled, he also used his second band to pull a shock, so both groups have 1 shock now. In the open, needing 5s and 6 to hit. Six hits in the open. Good luck, boys. Could have been a whole heck of a lot worse. Both groups take 2 shock. So they take 3 shock, but they had 1 shock up front, so now both groups have 2 shock. Another view of Colonel William Alexander Pierce. Another blue flag. Red 7. Who the heck is that? Franco. He was captured. Take his card out of the deck. Blue 4, it's Allen. He's got 1 card to work with. He wishes he had 2 so he could change formations. Let these guys change formation. There you go. Let's be nice. Alright, they're going to form into line, and we'll let them present and take 1 shock. Here we go. We got our first presented of the game. These guys got screwed right off the bat, so they needed a favor. They got 2 shock on the group with Captain Allen and 1 shock on the left group. Tempest Fugit. All cards have been used. Everything's been gone. We're down to a force morale of 3 versus a force morale of 1. Wow, what a mess. Well, this probably, well, this, unless it's like the Tempest Fugit comes up in 10 seconds, this will be the last turn. Ooh. As the Confederates close in on Hustonville.
Saturday.
It's going to be the turn of destiny. Oh! Captain Allen. Going out with a bang, not a whimper. He's at long range. He hasn't used his first fire yet, so he's using that. He was presented, so we're looking at 4, 5s, and 6s with, I'll have to add up how many shots he got. At long range, but they're in hard cover against the stone wall. He's just trying to kill Cassagna because he hates him. He owes him money, man. Doesn't want to pay him. Cassagna's laughing with his crazy looking stash. 15 shots, hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s into hard cover. Six hits split between the 2 groups. One shock, 1 dead on those formation. I can take that. Red flag. Oh, I don't know if Cassagna's guys can take that. Oh, no! First Lieutenant Markey's boys, they're at effective range. They fire into Cassagna. He's in heavy cover, so we'll go down to light cover. But, yeah, have fun with this. 26 shots. Hits in light cover. The wall is coming apart with cannon blasts. Oh, 8 on Cassagna's group and 7 on the group to the right. They get hammered with 5 shock and 2 dead. They're still holding the wall, but there's definitely some concern in those boys from Louisiana. Uh-oh. Is it game time? We're going to reload and fire, and they're going to hit that skirmish group. And the boys in the barn, top and first floor in hard cover. The barn, the farmhouse. That all ended being at long range. Each group is in hard cover. I need to start advancing again. That was terrible shooting. They just blast away and shoot the cookhouse. He's just going to pull shock. I think he's down to 2 shock, so he'll pull 2 guys. 2 shock in the unit inside the barn, so he's down to 7 from 9. Oh, Big Daddy. Probably do the same thing. He pulled 4 shock from the guys in the farmhouse, and well, a combination of the 2, and from his own unit. They're both down to 3 shock. Confederate Zouaves to advance into the woods, engage the Union Zouaves in close-range musketry. They advance into the woods and fire 15 shots at close range into the Zouaves, who will be in light cover because they're both in the woods together. And it'll be hitting on 2, 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. "14 hits into the Zouaves, 7 on each group. Blistering hail of bullets fly into the Zouaves. I don't have much left to offer. I think it's only like 9 guys in there. 4 dead and 5 shock on a 1 through 6. Captain Morgan. Oh, he's First Lieutenant. That'd be better if he was Captain Morgan. First, I got to promote him. First Lieutenant Morgan takes a round. That's probably the ball game, as both Zouave units break and flee, and the formation shatters. They've only got a force morale of 1, so this will probably end the Battle of Hustonville. Yeah, it's automatic, a bunch of minuses, so. Alright, that'll be the ball game. So I kind of did a wrap earlier, last night when I was having a mental breakdown. No, I was just tired. You know, fortunate for myself, when I was in the military, I never went into any of these crazy combat zones like, you know, Syria, or Afghanistan, or Iraq, and what these people are doing in Ukraine and everywhere else in the world where there's just nutso combat areas. I don't think you're going to come out of there 100% normal after being in one of those fully engaged conflicts, especially in modern war. Whew. Yeah, I think ever since, yeah, probably in any war, to tell you the truth, some of those ones with swords might have been even more brutal, and then having to deal with the medicine of the time. But I digress. I think when you're in these areas, you're under command of an officer, and good intentions or not, they're going to come up with a plan. That plan is probably going to go to crap, and Sharp Practice does a fantastic job of that, between the randomness of the dice roll, the randomness of the card drawing mechanism. You get a really good effect of that. So I had Union troops stuck in column, not kind of coming hodgepodge to the front line, and then as each one of them popped up, they were just getting mowed down. They had a big chance to turn the tide with the hand-to-hand with Major Kirk's unit coming flying out of the town in an attack column. Vive la Emperor. But they just choked on their dice rolling. And they probably would have been exhausted jumping over a fence and running through a stone wall and running across a battlefield, getting shot at the whole time. So, yeah. I would definitely see people having a performance issue if someone asked me to do that. Seesaw battle back in these woods, like almost the battle of the wilderness back there. we got it, you got it, I got it, nobody's got it, and everyone was getting killed in there. Did some flanking in there. Artillery was good, but it wasn't dominant, but it wasn't weak. So that's that's what you want. It was definitely a threat with the range and the two cannons. I like the balance. I'm happy with the balance. It's not nuclear bombing, but it's not like pew. I was doing good at firing and maneuvering, but then you have to sacrifice something when you want to continue to advance with these weapons. You don't have like BARs and in the World War II era, it's hard to fire and maneuver with muskets. So you either got to pick to move and reload, or then you can't shoot till hopefully your turn comes up, and then you're kind of second guessing yourself. Should I have fired? Because I just got wasted. I think Cassagne's guys did the best job of just saying screw it in advance. They used their skirmish screen. I think I did well with them. My tactics for the Confederates were actually sound. My tactics of trying to maneuver large Union units in formation through a town out to defend were not sound. So it took him to the very last turn to get deployed, and that was kind of like a gimme at the end, because I felt kind of bad. I think the only Union force that didn't get completely destroyed was Carmichael's skirmish unit, but they had some shooting problems. They had the one awesome shot where they shot Kevin in the leg. Sorry, Kev. But yeah, good battle. Confederacy continues to win. They're going to march further on at some point. I got the cavalry here. I got the horse holders. So the next battle will be an open field battle north of Hustonville with cavalry, and should be good. I hope. I've got a lot of things to paint, so I'm going to paint a little bit, but I needed to play a game, and this hit the bullseye for me. Hope you enjoyed it. It was a hell of a great battle, and I enjoyed the new buildings from Charlie Foxtrot. I got some Panteal buildings over there I got to paint. Colin's awesome. Keep doing what we do, and keep posting videos. You guys are awesome, and have a fantastic weekend. I'll see you guys. Bye.
The vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. He hath loosed the face